Alright, so it's so late tonight. So I realized in my last video, well, first of all, I tried to do this video at lunchtime in my car, and because I have so many bajillion pictures, my phone was full. I could only do 45 seconds. First world problems. So I had to wait until I got home tonight. So I realized in my last video that I had said that I'm a black woman and I have a white husband and we're trying to adopt a black child. Well, we live in New Hampshire, so we're probably not going to adopt a black child. It's unusual in our situation because I'm a black woman married to a white man and we're probably going to have a white child. And it may not be that big of a deal, but here I go stuttering, but it is a big deal because I didn't know it was a big deal. And then some people were asking questions and they were like, apparently they think it's okay to just ask questions and say whatever and I'll be fine. So they said, what if you're in the store and you're with your baby and Brandon's not around and they think that you stole the baby? They're like kind of joking. And they're like, are you ever worried about that? I was like, well, I wasn't. I am now. Thanks so much. So I'm not really worried about it. I am a little because it's like awkward. But growing up, we had awkward questions. I'm sure I'll find like a good thing to say to people because I know how to be sarcastic. So I'm sure I'll come up with a good answer. But growing up, I remember my mom got mad because somebody asked if my brothers and I were her foster kids. And she was like, no, these are my kids. And people asked, like, if my mom was my foster mom. And actually, I was at the eye doctor the other day. And I was, like, telling him about my mom. And he was like, oh, your foster mom? And I was like, no, my mom. And he was like, oh. So your foster mom? And I was like, no, my mom. Like, so I'm sure, doesn't get it. Anyways, I'm sure that, stuff like that will happen, especially if our kid's, like, wicked pale, like Brandon. I'm sure, like, the worst assumption we'll get is that, like, he had a kid and then found me and we fell deeply in love and I adopted his child. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just making it up. But I guess it's something we have to think about. Something I had to think about growing up every once in a while. And that's okay. So now that I have time, now that we're just in the waiting process of our adoption, I have all this time to ponder these scenarios and try to figure out a gracious way to handle them and pray about it and then think of sarcastic comments. Because I'm one of those people who always is in an awkward situation and then, like, thinks of a good comeback, like, 2 hours later. Brandon's somebody who thinks of a great comeback but knows that he shouldn't say it. I'm going to have to think about this. Do I feel weird having a child that's white? Well, I never thought I always knew I'd have a mixed kid because I was married to Brandon. And I always assumed I'd just marry a white guy. Oh, by the way, if you get offended by me saying black and white, I'm not PC at all. So people are like, well, if you don't like it, just don't watch. Well, no, I want you to watch, but here's my compromise. When I say black, in your brain, think African American, and when I say white, in your brain, think Caucasian. In our family, we just say black and white because we don't care. So I'm just going to say that on here, and just, in your brain, say it politically correct. But anyways, where was I going with this? Oh my gosh, I totally spaced. I can't even think of it. This always happens to me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, see, if I was actually talking to a person who could respond, you could totally remind me of what I'm saying. I do this like 50 times a day. Oh yeah, I remember now. Married to a white guy, so I'd have a mixed kid. Right. So anyways, I was expected that. And then when we were going to adopt, I was like, oh, Well, obviously, adopt a black kid. I live in New Hampshire. Why would I think that? I don't know. So then I had to get used to the idea. Like, these are all things I never thought I'd think about. I had to get used to the idea of having a white child. Don't know why that's like a big deal, but it was for me. And I had to get used to that and think about it and be like, oh, that'll be okay. I'll probably have blonde hair to figure out how to French braid, and I'll still have all my hair products and I won't be able to share them, and that's okay. And then I'll have to put on Facebook, like, how do I take care of this straight hair? Because I have no idea how to take care of straight hair. Maybe it'll be wavy. Who knows? So that was fun to ponder. I feel like I've rambled. Some of these videos will be rambles, I'm sure. But that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I was thinking about today, is being black and white and red all over, and it'll be a fun mixed feeling. We still think maybe we should adopt a Chinese baby, because that would be fantastic. White dad, black mom, Chinese baby. I don't think they have many of those in New England. But in Dover, there's a lot of Indian, like from India people. So that could be fun too. I don't know. Adoption's crazy and fun. And don't get offended. It's just so much fun to think about, you know. It's a mishmash world, and God made all these crazy different cultures and skin colors, and it's just fun. It's crazy. It's fun. Something, if you guys have questions, that might help me stay more focused. So, and not go overtime. So maybe if you guys have some questions, go ahead. Otherwise, next week, I'm going to tell you about how we got to adoption. That's going to be next week. But I was just thinking about colors and mixing and stuff today, since I made that mistake on Sunday. That's what made me think about it today. So anyways, have a good Wednesday, guys. See you on Sunday. Bye.